Well then. Fuck me. Yet another day dawns, huh? Alright, let me just get out of this place first and then let's talk and listen in and all the other usual things. Right. Got my hot chocolate and ready to taste the salt and other things, I suppose. Well, then greetings everyone. It's Wednesday, as I did promise I would be streaming, probably. Yeah. Right, so, what's the thing, or what's going on? For those of you that perhaps didn't check Reddits or Reddits or forums, might have not noticed this, but the mission, there was basically another type of mission that was removed. So yeah, basically the mission that was removed was a mining mission, essentially. The mission, let's see, the mining mission essentially asked you to source a certain amount of commodity X, basically a mined material or something like that, a certain specific amount, and of course once you complete it, as a reward, this particular mission would be giving you back more than requested amount of that particular commodity. So you ask for commodity and you give back even more of that commodity. So you first of all don't lose that commodity. Second of all, you also get money on top of that. And do I even need to go in detail and explain how this is wrong? But yeah, you pick up a mission, and then you can pick it up again without even delivering it at all, and again, and again, and again, and again. And therefore, that particular mission was, at least the person that created the video and you know, did the forum thread about it, did claim 20 million a minute. 20 million a minute. Now let that sink in.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, because you know you didn't even need to do anything for the mission aside from having that initial mission completion requested amount, and then you just sit there and just board flip until you get that mission again, then get it. So essentially, yeah, it was interesting. And Turgeon, Machine, both of you, again, as I said, feel free to join in on the Discord thing, the magic. Right, but now this is absolutely insane. 1,200,000,000 something like that an hour. No, that's a fucking billion an hour. Are you fucking shitting me? That's insane. And now, of course, dev reaction to that was basically remove the mission, or well, remove all the missions that are similar like that. Yeah. Is that a good way of doing something for this game, or is that the way to fix things? Well, in this case, yes, I suppose, yeah. In this case, since the mission was so ingrained in the system, yeah, you can't do anything but to remove it. But when it came to skimmers, since I don't have any, you know, inkling or idea as to how these missions are made for, you know, for skimmers and other things, you know, there might have been additional stuff, of course, about skimmers that required complete removal rather than just a reward nerf, or potentially they just simply couldn't weren't basically able to nerf the mission without removing it first, or at least disabling it for the time being. Well, yeah, this also does create an outlook of Frontier right now, or rather, at least the developers, you know, for Elite. As soon as something's broken, remove it. As soon as something's not working, remove it, and when we fix it, we're gonna bring it back. At least that's how it seems the new Beyond is, you know, starting up. For me, as a, you know, if I were a normal person, perhaps I'd be even more angry or just distraught in some way, just thinking, okay, what's the next thing they will be removing, right? So the question is, what's the next thing? And that's what a lot of people are asking currently in forums and Reddits and so on and so forth, and doesn't make the game look that great, does it? Does it now? Say what you will, but fair enough, fair enough. Again, as I've said myself, yes, the whatchamahazards, the mining mission was completely insane, and removal of it was definitely warranted. As for skimmers, you could argue that they could have done a stealth patch or something, you know, and implement some sort of payment division or reduced payment, as they did with passenger missions when it came to diarrhea runs, instead of actually removing the whole thing. But again, I think passenger missions are basically just one mission type, so they couldn't really remove it, so who knows. If it was, you know, just one mission type, I suppose they would have removed it. Who knows? Ah, man, the good old... yes, the chocolate's nice. Now, I don't know, honestly, it's... you're starting to wonder, you know, what's going on with the way developers are creating things and how they are pushing out these things. Oh, right. This is not what I came for. And oh my goods, dude, thank you. The Mitten Kitten, again, thank you so much. Definitely think that this was more valid than Skimmers. Definitely, the second, you know, the mining mission that was basically just you sitting in the starport, flipping through the pages and just delivering a mission that you had constant reflow of commodities of the same kind. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Now, well, okay, so let's think about what this implies. So, somebody in the company decided, or rather, the team was tasked to make, you know, multiple choice rewards for, you know, these missions, and so they implemented that. But see, from a programmer's perspective, anyone that knows even a little bit about programming would already think about, you know, okay, so I have mission with requirement X, Y, and Z. So, you know, and reward's gonna be, you know, something like A, B, C, not X, Y, Z again. That's pretty much not how you do missions and rewards. You implement a simple if. At this point, this is sheer incompetence. I'm sorry, because I know how, you don't even need to know much about programming to realize that the fact that a mission could potentially give you back the same, you know, materials that it requested, only even more, is even stupid. So, it's no, just no. But that's what happened, unfortunately. That's what happened. So the question is, did anyone actually test? Anyone actually check if this was a case? be that a testing team, technically this does fall on QA testers, unfortunately. This definitely is a part of the QA testing thing that they had to do, but I guess they didn't. Or the programmers themselves. You know, the gameplay programmers that were asked to implement this system. I don't know, just simply, added 2 other rewards on random. Maybe not even random, just was it probably random, because for whatever reason, just everyone loves random in this game, or rather, when it comes to dev team at least. I don't know, not maybe everyone, but as a team, they do seem to love that RNG just so much, which is partly why you see rewards, quite interesting ones.
Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. TheYamiks there.
Ah.
There was a time when you could find missions on the boards that asked for a commodity, provide us with X amount of commodity, and the station actually sold that commodity. So you could just
Ah,
buy it off the
yes.
commodities board and hand it
Yes,
in.
yes, yes.
Now, they addressed that because it didn't really make much sense. Why would, I mean, all right, bureaucracy being what it is, I can imagine some faction says, we need this, and they never think to check the commodity board themselves. I could actually understand that, fine. But anyway, when it came to that, they actually fixed that one so that you're not going to get a provide us with X amount of stuff from a place that actually sells it. So if that is already in place, that mechanic to prevent that happening, how the hell can you get a mining mission now where it's doing exactly that, essentially? Because it's rewarding you with stuff that they're asking for. Isn't that the same
It's
thing?
not the same thing from programming perspective. See, you write a code, you write. Also, those that don't know the voice of Turgeon, do say
I
hello
hope
to
so.
Turgeon. Indeed. Anyways,
Hello.
so yes, right.
Yes,
So,
code's your turf, not mine. Artist, not coder.
I mean, I do everything at this point. I've tried my hand in drawing and everything. Anyways, fuck it. So here's the thing. In coding, at least the way I see it, is they write a code for a mission. So, create mission something something something. So, mission template is used or something like it. In this template, they write in, okay, so we need, if this station has this amount of I don't know, commodities on the market, or wait, no, if this station doesn't have commodities in market, then reward with the commodity or ask for that commodity. There you go. But when it comes down to actually even the thing is, okay, so let me just collect myself a little bit. But right, so the way mission is programmed, more or less, is I'm trying to at least kind of explain this, so bear with me. So you have a mission, you have this, line, a couple of lines of code that basically take in all the data from outside, while not looking at the very next line of the code that is about reward. It's like basically going out to the shop or something, looking for something that you already have in home. I guess it's. I'm just currently so baffled as to what that whole mining mission implied. It's just I can't compose myself anymore. It's just a brain yamiks not work well. Damn it. But yeah, in the chats, Darwin is right. If wanted commodity equals reward commodity, then reroll reward commodity. That's how simple, literally how simple, one line code could have been. I shit you not. Okay, you maybe add a couple of other things, because qualifiers and other, depending on their system as to how the game runs, but fuck me. That's sort of one simple code. I mean, I understand you make mistakes. We all do. And but you have QA testers for this shit, and they missed it too? I'm sorry, but this is just not good. And this is not the first time this sort of shit has happened. They just test whether it works. They then don't test whether, you know, the rewards and well, the thing you do is challenging and rewarding enough. The balance part. And this is part of the balance. You check whether or not reward is correct. You check whether or not the effort put in is correct. And so on. And Christopher, thank you so much.
He has a point.
Yeah, seriously, thank you so much. I don't know. Virgin, you got anything about the recent one? I mean, fucking hell. A billion and 200 an hour. Are you shitting me?
It's, if you're quick enough on the trigger, I suppose you can. My eyes are still burning, actually, after having watched the broadcast, the Brobar chat and Discord for all of today. It's just like endless, like, you think,
Ever heard of
dear.
VOW?
Oh.
Yes. I haven't really delved into VOW myself. World of Warcraft, but
yes.
Let's just go with the simple coding 101 right now, right? Or not even coding, but just basic rule making. You don't even need to be a, you know, a person of profession. You just need to be a person that would kind of think of if then that, right? That's what coding is. It's just basically setting up rules. There you go. It's a higher level of setting up rules, but
you know,
at least in this case it
is that you don't give the reward as the item you're asking for. How more obvious can that actually be?
It baffles me. It's so obvious. You just can't explain it without just saying, but that's logic. Oh my god.
There's only one thing that surprises me. No, actually, when you think about it, it's mining, isn't it? I was going to say it's taken till now after launch for someone to notice that, but it's mining, isn't it? And
yeah,
how many of us actually do mining?
Nobody cares about mining. Poor mining.
I actually do a bit of mining in VR from time to time because it's nice. It's like taking a stroll in the park, you know.
Actually, this mission proved a little interesting sort of a thing that I think I've said this before, but anyways, and Vaz, thanks for host on the Twitch side. Yes, indeed. Anyways, so yeah, if inally dangerous, I would have, you know, 100 million an hour potential to earn by just mining. I would be mining. I shit you not. The reason why I'm not mining is because, well, realistically speaking, it's a lot of fiddle fucking around. Give me a sec. Mining is a lot of fiddle fucking around with basically very small reward. So why should I go do that if I can, you know, explore, and that's easier than just fiddle fucking around and keeping your resources in check and so on and so forth. No. If I that's the thing. The more fiddle fucking around you have to do, the more difficult the thing is, the more it should pay. You know, risk-reward sort of a gameplay, but unfortunately there's none. And also, Seymour, thank you so much. Can we start rumors to get the whole of mining removed from the game, please? No. Also, Turgeon, you're really breaking up. Stop downloading porn.
Oh, am I? Right.
Yes, I think. Either that's you or that's me. I don't know which one it is. And Pale Gringo, well, greetings to you as well. And everyone else as well. Oh, right, so before, I guess we start going too hard on everything, so... anyways. What I'm currently talking about, or rather what we're discussing, so... Or perhaps those that didn't catch the recent happenings. There was another mission removed from the game, or rather disabled from the game, and that was about sourcing certain amount of mining materials. You know, materials you gather by just mining or transporting somewhere. Regardless, the mission offered you basically to bring in 8 units of brolemite, for example, for 1 million. Seems kind of okay, right? But in reward, one of the choices also offered you to pick up slightly less money with 30 units of brolemite. So you bring in X commodity and they give back even more of that X commodity. So you can repeat that mission indefinitely. And the person that made news about it on forums claimed it was 20 million a minute. If you calculate this, in hour, that's a billion a minute. A billion an hour. Now, yeah. And all that because in one of the 3 rewards you can potentially get back the same or rather even more of the input commodity.
It's ironic, I suppose, because you'd have
That's
to
not
take a break.
ironic, that's just completely stupid.
The thing is, you'd have to take a break from handing in the missions to actually sell the excess cargo that they've given you, because it's going to fill your cargo hole
Right. Well, you can
eventually.
always pick
So you'll
just
have to go,
money.
oh, I can't accept that reward. I'll have to sell a load so that I can carry on turning in the reward.
See, Turgeon, you don't need to sell anything. Remember, there are 3 choices. You can always choose something a little bit different, so you waste a little bit of that.
You could actually use up some of the cargo and just
so
claim
again,
the money instead. Yes.
It's fucking insane. And this wasn't an exploit. This wasn't an exploit. That was basically just broken, unbalanced missions.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. finally something.
Say, why do I always miss these exploits? People say, don't worry, there'll be another one along next week.
maybe. Eventually some people will settle down on something that, maybe is not 200 plus, but something in between 50 to 100 million an hour. So yeah, that's usually where, these things settle on after a while. Oh god, it's depressing. That's all I can say. It's just depressing.
Well, it's another case of a major content update being put out to a specific deadline, because it wasn't it? It was obvious they wanted to get it out before the end of February.
It was interesting. They could have waited, to Friday, as sometimes they do, but nope.
And we knew that the next Tuesday after it came out, there'd be a bunch of hotfixes. But clearly not enough hotfixes.
Yeah, that's
the other thing. I mean, they know how they operate themselves, so they knew they were going to release a load of hotfixes on Tuesday. So how come they didn't spot the extra mistakes? Did they deliberately put in some more extra mistakes so that they'd have to put some more hotfixes out there to keep the hotfix team busy? I don't know.
But that's the saddest thing about the whole mission removal currently. They're not fixing it for this hotfix. The skimmer missions are still locked. They're still disabled, even though they were disabled on Monday.
Like passenger missions, we'll bring it back
they did say themselves, we're gonna push out the fix for it in the next few weeks. Okay, yeah. Fine, sure, but that's the thing. I understand completely why they're doing it and how it's being done, give or take, and I potentially can guess the reasons as to why it can take so long. But it still doesn't paint a good picture for them. Especially now with the second removed mission. So people are now questioning... I'm not the only one who's, raising the question. What's going to be the next thing that they'll be removing instead of, maybe just nerfing in reward or something. So, yeah, it's just constant questioning of the company and their choices and so on. So it's not pretty. It's absolutely not pretty. Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, what's that? Mr. C. Dots in chat there says the community's part to blame because these things are not reported and the devs count on the community to find them in beta, but the community keeps it secret and abuses it. Well,
Um,
whose fault is that if they do?
yeah, see, okay, well, okay, so devs count on us to be their QA team. Wait,
Yeah,
what? When
yeah,
when
that's what
did
people are
when did I
saying.
sign a contract to work for them? I'm sorry, no. See, here's the thing. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a content creator that does content with their product. Yes, we have some sort of a mutual collaboration in some way. Yes, but I'm not working for them. I never have. So yeah, always the whole beta, weekends and so on and so forth. It's kind of sometimes, okay, they give you something to play sooner with, and for that, they are expecting you to give a little bit of at least feedback and so on and so forth, which I do, and I find that maybe not very equivalent exchange on our part because we're still donating our time and so on and so forth, but still, for free thing, sure, fine. You go in open beta and you try it out, but relying on it to really be your QA team on grander scale, no.
Especially when the beta didn't run particularly long at all this time.
And beta actually ran just fine. See, here's the thing. Beta started on 25th, I think it was. 25th or 6th January, and the Beyond was released on 27th. So beta started. After a month, the whole thing is released, and yeah, beta went for about 2 weeks, I think it was. So yeah,
Well, I mean, a lot of the content in this is centered around the engineers and the crime and punishment content that
oh
he
boy,
announced anyway. And
yes.
that's stuff that requires time to test because of the nature of what it is. You have to get involved and choose to run extreme cases yourself to find out what would happen if you're doing serious testing for them.
But
And
is
they didn't give us enough time
yeah,
for
but
that.
is the mission
Not
rewards,
that I was doing it. It
the
was
extreme case
can't be bothered.
here?
Was broken. But yeah, no, this isn't an extreme case. This is something that should have been blindingly obvious to anyone who was coding it in the first place. Really, it shouldn't have even crept through as a bug. This one.
Oh come on. Okay, this is bullshit. So all the experimental modules are still limited to 4 units.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
man, this sucks. And I was just hoping so much that there would be something, but nope. I guess nope. Yep. Hey, oh well. Oh well. Might as well then check how this works. Eh. Yeah, it's an interesting state of affairs, and
What does Kissimmee say in chat there? Kingdom Come Deliverance is good. Thanks for
uh,
that, mate.
okay, I haven't played it yet, so I can't say much about it.
Just
But
drop that one in chat. Uh, yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay,
people are asking again. There's a
okay.
couple
So
in chat.
what happened?
What it is? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what happened was in the forums just today, a I forgot the username, so sorry. But
Oh, I'll
anyways,
find it for you while
yeah,
you're chatting.
somebody basically posted a video on the forums showcasing that you can pick up just you know m- maybe 10 units of mined material or something like that. Well, yeah, basically mined material, and give it in for a mission that gives you as a reward the same material back, but even more. And through that, you also gain a little money on top of it. So, because you never run out of that particular material or commodity in this case, you don't even need to worry about going again out and gathering it. You can just sit in the station and pick up that mission or those missions over and over again and deliver them immediately. And therefore, just not doing anything. You can earn a lot of or rather, you could, at that point, earn a lot of money by doing so. But since then, because obviously it was completely fucking broken, or rather the rewards were completely broken, not the mission, they decided to do what they did with the skimmer missions and remove it. So yeah, that's nice. That's the state of affairs. If it's complete, or rather, if the rewards are broken, if the rewards are broken, then well, remove it, I guess.
Commander Darty 11 it was. There we go.
Aha, I see. There we go. So credit
Well
goes
done
to
for
him.
the late beta testing there.
I suppose.
Commander
Yeah.
Darty 11. That's what it comes down to.
Isn't that just nice? Isn't that just nice? So yeah. There you go, a little bit of information. Again, it's mining missions. Sourcing mining material missions are removed now. You won't find any of those anymore in game until they, fix them. So, this is, again, in community, in Reddits right now, or forums, you can go in and look, and you're probably gonna stumble across a thread of someone asking, soon we're not gonna even have a single mission left at this rate. Because, we're just gonna simply remove everything. Sure, you can well, this is case by case scenario still. Skimmer missions were broken in multiple places rather than just the reward. Currently, the mining mission actually is broken only in reward, so yeah, remove them. So who's next? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what were we saying the other day about having voluntary gold rush missions? That would be a good idea.
Yeah, basically
But
just
like a short period of time
CG
that
or
something
something like
becomes
that.
a
Yeah.
thing to do. Yeah, that they've sanctioned, and then people can rush out and do it. People would like that. It's like a drug.
Yeah.
Rush of going out and doing that. Isn't that
So
what you want to do? You want to foster that in people?
yeah, I was
Surely.
making a video today, just just for Friday, and as I looked into a couple of stats here and there, those that perhaps pay some kind of attention here and there might have noticed this, but when the Beyond launched, typically on the launch day there are people playing, and that's what you usually see. And on weekends you see also people, well, mostly more people playing because, everyone's off work and so on and so forth, they have free time. So a lot more, well, maybe not a lot more, but notably more people play on weekends for the new update. Now, did you know that that basically for Beyond Chapter 1 launch, or rather this weekend, we had the most players online for Elite Dangerous on Steam. That is on Steam, mind you. Since Beyond was since Horizons was launched. So this is an interesting statistic that I picked up. So because of the new features, the new update, and of course because of the the gold rush, a lot of people just basically came back on and played the game for the weekend. So that's an interesting little thing.
It is.
Which from which you can also extrapolate an interesting fact that people are more interested in gold rushes than the new features. And now and now tell me, isn't that just sad?
Do you know that talking about the new features? I saw something there last night on my old character that really actually just got under my skin so much. I just thought, oh no, sod this, and I just logged out because you go out to the new Guardian ruin sites and they've got the obelisks there that have the markers on that tell you
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
need. And there's a site there that's asking for, there's one that required a relic and an orb, and so you go, oh, right, I know where the relics are. You look around, there's no orbs at all on the site. So you think, oh, great. So I'll have to visit another Guardian site to bring an orb here. And then I went around and I looked and I found another obelisk on that site that said it needed two orbs. Just to troll me just a little bit more, to remind me that there's no orbs at that site. There's an obelisk there that says, oh, by the way, this one needs two. And I thought, oh,
well,
you know, it's just like
honestly, I have
it's
absolutely no
depressing.
problem in a way about this because, yeah, for the new Guardian mission, as far as I have seen, you still need, Cyclops, Medusa, and
That's the absolute
all those
worst part.
tissues.
Yeah, that one makes literally no sense at all. But just the fact that the ordinary orbs and it says no, and this one needs two. There's none here, but you have to go away and bring two. You think, oh please, and you just log out.
I see. So
But yes,
it
you bang on
defeated you.
right. People who haven't played for a long time log in because they go, I was getting bored with that game or depressed or I couldn't get any progress with it. Now I see an opportunity to get some money. Maybe if I do this, I can come back into the game and actually experience some of the content. And so everybody rushes to log in and they just take it off you straight away. It's like, do, I mean, do they not want people to play the game? Is that what's
That's a
going
good
on here?
argument that I've seen plenty of times come from the whole forums and Reddits and so on and so forth. So, yeah, basically people saying that devs nerfing everything so they don't want people playing the game or they are nerfing the fun and so on and so forth. Uh, no. See, what devs are doing and what they are doing is basically correct thing. The way they are doing it, I partly disagree with. Removing completely the mission, which if that's the only way to fix it, then I guess yeah, you have no other way. But the question is, if that's the only way you can fix it, then something's wrong with your system. I'm sorry. Yeah, but regardless, devs are nerfing these things, the gold rushes and so on and so forth, because why would you like to have in a game a completely, absolutely superior way of doing something or earning something than anything else? Just one way amongst, thousands of ways. As a game designer, you have to, think about how you're gonna, or rather, incentivize a player to try different things so they don't get bored and don't get into the grind and things like those. The unfortunate part is that, sure, there are multiple ways to earn money in this game, but every single job is so very poorly paid that you're left just looking at these, best ways to make money, and you're just left sort of, I don't know, disappointed whenever, your big, good old money train or money making scheme is just closed down, and there you go. Ah, well. So yeah, it's depressing essentially. It's just loads
It
and loads of
is.
depressing.
Yeah, it gets to the point where I mean, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun, isn't it? You're supposed to be playing this because your normal life is shit or whatever, and you want something that's not your
It's
normal
about
life that you can come
escapism,
to and go,
indeed.
"This is fun," escapism. And by the time you go into the escapism world and it's not escaping anything, and you think, "Why am I doing this?" There's it's stopped being a game at that point.
Yeah. Now, still, it's right. So yeah, the fact that devs are nerfing these, insane money-making tree schemes and gold rushes and so on and so forth, that's good. Regardless how you look at it, they are trying to balance out all the ways you can make money. So no one particular one way of making money is not supposed to be the most superior one or the best one. Alternatives. They are trying to give us alternatives. Okay, that's good. But the question what is their accepted, average level of money making? What, by which standard they are nerfing everything? I actually did write to Frontier asking this very question, emails and so on and so forth, just asking, what is your sort of a average player's credits per hour, uh, sort of baseline comparison point. Still haven't heard back from that, but it'd be definitely interesting to know what devs think
It
should
would.
be, the top level of, money making capability of a really experienced player and really good player. And what would be the,
Depending on
average
which,
player's estimated good or at least
depending
decent money
on
making
how they
level.
measure the average, of course, because
Yeah, that's the
an awful lot of
thing.
people are out there in the space not making any money at all, and if you factor them in, then they're not going to
Ah,
skew your
those are
stats,
just
aren't they?
weirdos. Those are just
Yes,
weirdos.
yes, that's
Ignore
right.
them.
That's my
They're
clan.
called.
That's my clan. The
Don't
weird
just
people.
go away. Ignore them.
The weird people that live in space. Yes, that's me.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. It seems that, at least seems to me that the level of that money making, I don't know, the average money making thing is just. It's a bit low. No, not a bit low, but it's tremendously low, especially later on in the game. Because here's the thing, as I've said, in the couple of things in Corvus, again, once more, greetings, yes,
Yeah.
and Geezer
He's
as
got a
well, both of
he's
you.
got a good point there. He's got a good point. Of
Let's see.
course.
Good morning, you guys. Look at cargo hauling missions. High pay only with a wing mission, and piss poor pay for single haul mission. What the
Yeah,
fuck is up with that? Now,
exactly.
um, honestly, I really wanted to see in Elite Dangerous that wing missions would actually give players more. More money if they, did these missions together with someone. You do something with a friend and you get more money. That encourages actual cooperation and socialization, and that's a good way to encourage it. A little bit, more money than you would make alone, and even more people. I mean, right? It make pretty
Yeah.
nice of a gameplay, and that's what I saw with the whole Guardian thing, which was nice. You can't take like Medusa down, or definitely Medusa down alone, so you need to call in a friend, and there you go. And it's fun times. I shit you not. And the same thing with the new cargo missions as well. You can make something like 100 mil an hour by doing it with 3 other friends. That's a good thing. I really like it. But yeah, even on
Yeah.
doing
Uh,
things alone, you still have to raise that level, because multiple times I said that when you get to Vulture, when you get to Asp Explorer, then the grind starts hitting in, because every ship is so expensive, upgrades are so expensive, everything's so
yeah.
fucking
What was it
expensive.
you said in the Chieftain review? You had that there's this gulf between there's the cheaper ships and
Yes.
the expensive, and suddenly there's this cliff
Vast
between.
canyon of nothingness.
Yeah. And Stephen Heyman in chat there says, right now, if I was going to do Massacre the Pirates missions, I have to kill 28 baddies for 5 mil at the risk of losing my dropship at a 3 mil rebuy. I mean, that's the thing that's currently wrong with the Thargoid missions. Yeah, they're paying out 2 mil for taking one down. But I was watching Plater's stream the other day, and he was like, every time he was turning one of those in, he was paying between 300,000 and 600,000 credits repair bill. So it's not 2 million you're getting, is it? Every time you're trying to take one of them down, and that was with a wing of decent players. So I mean, if you're actually trying to do that on your own, you could end up losing far more than you're getting off the Thargoids. So risk reward, not balanced there, really.
Yeah, it's always fascinated me in this game, especially at this current state, that you can go out there, explore for an hour and return, and just earn from all that time more from then when you actually went out on resource extraction site and killed baddies.
Mm.
It it still baffles me. And
Oh, well, that's to play the game your way, you see.
oh yeah, sure, yeah. Well, we're gonna ignore the fact that the risk reward
Yeah.
exists. You know, fuck it. We're just gonna put in the same equivalency to hauling a cargo to basically, you know, defending your, or rather, putting your life on the line, right? That's so fair, right? I mean, alright. I mean, what's your life? In this game, apparently your life is nothing. So yeah, I guess in that perspective, yeah, sure, fuck it. Hey. But, right, I actually went through the forums, well, yeah, before I started the whole, stream, and there's this one particular thread going on, even right now, I think, which states, more or less states, of course, is 100 million an hour too much to ask? Or is it unreasonable? For a, you know,
That's
end
the
game
yeah.
level, you know, when you
We
get
have no
Corvette
basis for
and
comparison,
everything?
do we?
Is it really that much to ask for somebody that has elite rank in at least something? I wouldn't say so. You need
Yeah.
100 mil
Who
an
was it?
hour, because okay,
Who was it
so
in chat
at least
there said something along those lines just
hmm?
now? Where was it?
Oh.
Yeah, Admiral General NN. He says in other RPGs, when you're a new player, you should get a few K, but when you're a skilled 3 times elite player, you should get millions. And it doesn't seem that you get enough to cover your upkeep properly in these things. It's not.
Yes.
It isn't balanced, like you say. It's not balanced.
The game's decently well, it's okay-ish balanced when it comes down to uh, Sidewinder to Asp Explorer, as I said. That sort of a, you know, progression part, it's nice. It works and it keeps you entertained. Once you hit those two ships, nope. At that point, everything's just starting to cost way too much because, first of all, there are no ships in between, you know, Asp Explorer and Python or Furtherlands, aside from the rank locked ones. And let's be honest, not a lot of, you know, newbies will go for that unless they know what they are doing. Which, let's be, yeah, again, I didn't do the rank grind because, first of all, I didn't really know how to do rank grinding. And second of all, because it took so much fucking time. So all you're left to is just collecting money if you can, and that takes a whole lot of time. So yeah, isn't it just wonderful? Hey.
What's that?
Alright,
More,
let's...
more latecomers. More latecomers
Ah,
asking about.
yes. If you want,
You
you can
should have a.
explain yourself now. So.
Well, okay, yeah. You take a break. You've explained it about 8 times already, haven't you? Okay, Masonic. Here you go. There was a mining mission that basically, say it was asking you to mine 18 units of bromellite, and you get that. You come in, you turn it in, and one of the rewards that they're offering is a bit of cash and like 30 units of bromellite, which is like almost twice what you've just mined. The same commodity they were going to give you back as the reward. So you could just keep turning in the same missions over and over again because they're giving you more back than you've given them of that commodity. That was essentially it, and it should never have happened. I don't know how it managed to get this far, because that's not like the skimmer missions, which were the normal game mechanic working as it should, but just in an outlying region where people could take advantage of it. This is a bug, pure and simple, and a big one, because a mission should not be paying you the commodity it's asking you to get. That was the problem, and people were making, what was it, 20 million in minutes just from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's... it's such a simple thing, and yet it breaks everything. As soon as that was posted on forums, of course, being, well, this being, you know, the typical work day, they managed to, well, go and disable the mission. So no more mining missions as
Yeah,
well.
remove all mining missions just in case. That's the immediate response.
Yeah.
Apocalypse, nuke the missions.
So yeah, what's next? Every mission is gonna be removed, and well, yeah, that's the thing. Actually, Obsidian poked me about this, and I was at that point editing my video, and I was like, "What the fuck? This can't be real." And then I look at it, and it is real. I'm just flabbergasted, even to this moment. It's just why poor quality testing. No, here's the thing. They test whether or not the feature works, whether or not it's balanced, or it should, technically give. Again, it's basically balance testing. No, there doesn't seem like there is any of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's this insane situation. It's like you say that they're only interested if it actually breaks the game. If it
Oh, and,
crashes.
and, and yeah, there was a point. I think Turgeon, you said it in the chats there. Yeah. That was you. Basically, um, wait, was that actually you or not? Yes. That was Turgeon. Sorry, I was just going over a couple of things. But yeah, Turgeon a little while ago, in context of this very same thing, did mention. Now, imagine what would happen if a mission were to give out too little reward. Imagine what would happen if instead of giving too much reward, the mission would give too little.
Yeah.
Would they buff it? Would they really buff it?
Well, we've got courier missions out there that pay you 200 credits, haven't we?
Courier,
And
see,
they,
courier
they still
missions.
exist.
I accept courier missions because courier missions essentially are just to raise influence and so on and so forth. They
They
don't
are.
take any
They are.
space. Just like
But
donation missions, they don't take any space and they
you're
just take your
going there
time.
anyway, mate. Here, take this data and we'll give you a couple hundred credits. And you think, I didn't pay for my fuel, mate. Sod off.
Technically, you get to pay for your
Get
fuel
an
with
NPC to
them.
do it. I'm a member of the Pilots Federation, mate. Get an NPC to do
Yeah,
it. I'm not bothered.
but yeah, again, it's we implement
They
too
exist.
strong of a
Yeah.
thing, we
No
nerf
paying.
it because obviously. But if we implement too weak of a thing, fuck it,
Yeah,
deal with it.
they leave it there like flavor text on the mission board.
Yeah.
Too low a reward. No one's going to take it. It's just flavor text. That's
Nobody
what it looks
cares
like.
about new low paying missions. For example, actually, I find the new cargo transportation missions without the starting level cargo transportation missions when you don't have influence still to be too low paying. Let me find one if I can. Actually, there should be a couple of around. Um, but yeah, here we go. That's a good one. So, for example, source 1,200 units of something, and they will only pay you 2 million at best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
So you and your
that
mates to
honestly,
get
in
together.
old system, that would have been just no. 2 million would have
Yeah.
been given to you by 100 maybe 100 units of cargo. This is way too low, even for a very small influence level. No, just no. No.
1,200
So
for that.
just
You're having a
no.
laugh, mate. You're having a laugh. God's sake. Yeah, that's out of order. That's the upscaled equivalent of doing 200 credits for a courier job. No one's going to do that.
It's just it's just bunch of fucking silly stuff, really. So again, it's all this, the skimmer missions, and of course the current
Well, you see,
mining
in
missions. Huh?
You see something in chat there. He says the game's not all about making credits. After a short while, you'll have billions and nothing to spend it on. Well,
Oh,
it's true.
that's a
It's
good question.
true, but the
Yes,
point
yes,
is,
yes, yes.
you can muck about when you've got the money and you don't
Yes,
care.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
the great
you
point
can
here.
dick about and have fun.
See, okay, so let me be the old man Yamiks once more and tell you a story. So back in the day, after Sotis runs, I earned enough money to buy every ship in the game, and that's when I started doing the review series. Now, uh, I finally got enough money, and what was the first thing I did? I knew I didn't need to worry about getting more money for more ships, and I went exploring. And again, to this day, right now, I usually don't pick up any missions, I don't try to make any sort of money in game at all. I just pick up my ship, go film it somewhere, or go try and look at the story a little bit, or try and, do a little bit of Targoid stuff and things like those. Most of the time, a lot of us spend in this game not really making money. So the thing is, we just make money and then just go do whatever we want. Of course, bounty hunting and so on and so forth. But oftentimes, if we really want to fight, we're just gonna go and fight instead of actually do it for money. And that's the
Yeah,
incentive. The best thing about Elite Dangerous is there's plenty of things to do and there are fun things to do. But if you have to do them for as a work, as a grind, to earn money, it's horrible. And
yeah.
yet, most of
It's
them
like
you
being
still can't really properly do without having a ship
without
or
having
money
that.
for it.
Yeah,
So that's why
like being
people grind
rich
money.
retired person on the beach. You know, you've got the money.
Essentially.
You can do what the hell you want. That's the point. That's when you should be enjoying yourself. When you've got the cash to just muck about and go, well, I've never looked at that. I'm going to go and have a look. Or you say, just out of curiosity, what would happen if I crashed my ship into that? Just because you want to know. And because you've got the cash and you don't care, you're going to do it because you want to find out. But you
For
wouldn't do it
example, land
if you
on
didn't have that
Akinar
buffer.
3 with fully loaded Type 9 with
Yeah,
lowest thrusters you
challenge
can.
yourself.
Some
Exactly.
stupid
Put,
stuff.
yeah. The much vaunted personal narrative, if you want. You're creating your own story by choosing to land your heavily laden Type 9 on Akinar 6 because you know you've got the money to afford it if it goes wrong, which you wouldn't do if you didn't.
And the same thing
It's an
actually goes to
enabler.
open play
That's
as
the word,
well.
isn't it? An
If you know that you
enabler.
can lose your ship, you probably, unless you're doing something intensely for some sort of purpose, why not go in open play, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, I don't bother going in open play usually because the same way as I don't open my front door to somebody wearing a ski mask. I don't know who you are, mate. I'm not opening the door. So, but if I had a shed load of cash and I didn't really give a toss if I was blowing up ships left and right, yeah, I'd play in open because why not? What have you got to lose? But it's putting people off by not having the cash, essentially.
um, the question from Creation Near, I suppose, right? I got that name right. Anyways, are Frontier developments actually listening to their community? To be honest, yes. Frontier tends to cave in a lot on certain little things. For example, the ship transfer as well as module transfer times, the immersion timers, is a thing the developers didn't want to put in apparently in the game. Yet, because of the forum dads and because of that vote, those of you that perhaps might remember, yeah, it was put in. So yeah, they did cave in on the community in that regard, and there were a couple of other little things, but regardless, devs tend to cave in on these little things. But when it comes down to the gameplay design philosophy, oh no, that's it. The grind is good. You're gonna like it, and we're gonna shove it down your throat. Also, perhaps because changing, well, the grind, if you will, is kind of a hard thing to do in general, because again, it's the whole game's economy and its system. Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch to change, but effort, people. A little bit of effort. Or rather, a lot of
Yeah.
effort. Because
Basically,
that's a
Frontier. I
core
mean,
of the game. The economy is
it
core
is.
of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. As you say, Frontier have a habit of listening to vocal sections of the community. And you can't listen to the silent majority, obviously, because they don't say anything. But you should be aware when you're listening to your community exactly how much of the player base and the demographic that community that's shouting at you right now actually makes up. And if you pander to them rather than the silent majority, are you actually going to alienate that silent majority by, you know,
Well, that's the
granting what this
thing.
teeny minority want at the expense of everybody else? But they don't seem to factor that in. They just think, who's shouting the loudest? Oh, we'd better do something about that then. They don't
See,
seem to balance who it is that's doing the shouting in their player base, and I find that a little unsettling sometimes.
silent majority has a huge power. That's one thing I've
If
learned.
they say
See,
anything, yeah.
no.
You have to
That's
motivate. You've really got to poke them
that's
though.
the thing with. Well, I tend to think of well, pretty much anything as I would think of my own videos. For example, people that like my content will come and like and support and so on and so forth. And even if they feel, even more inclined than they liked whatever I said, done, or showed a lot, they will probably write a comment. But most of us, most of you, even right now, probably watching, won't write a comment in the chat. We'll just simply listen in and move on when when you start seeing something that you don't like. The same thing with games. When you cave in on the loud minority, then yeah, okay, you're gonna change their minds. But who knows? Who knows what that silent guy thinks and his
Mm.
buddies? Everyone,
There, yeah, there
so
was a
you have to
curious
be
thing on
careful
on
when
the.
you create these things, and I completely understand the
Mm,
creative process of this thing very well. So you have to be careful as to what you choose to do and not. So
mm.
I
They say that
completely yeah, I have the same thing to deal with as devs do, maybe on a smaller scale, but regardless, it's
I
there.
saw somebody complaining the other day on the forums about, oh, isn't it suspicious that all of these people have popped up out of nowhere who are posting, and they've all got mostly harmless or harmless forum ranks. So, oh, what are these people? Is there some agenda? What are they going? And some of these people were turning around and saying, no, mate, I've been playing this game for 4 years. I've just never had a reason to post something on the forum and complain about it before. I say, I don't care if you're on the forum with the rank of deadly. It doesn't matter to me. I've just never said anything because I've never said anything was worth saying. But I've been playing the game for 4 years, and now this is pissing me off, and I'm making a comment. So when it comes to this, that silent majority are actually saying stuff now
Partly,
with
yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on in
That's
3.0. They
actually
just never
no.
say
Yes, you're right. That silent majority said something. Said something very important, and we talked about it. Yes, wait, no, Monday. Give me a sec. Cyber smoke again. Yes, I do pay attention to both chats, be that YouTube or Twitch. I do pay attention, and I wish I could answer everyone, but currently on the Twitch side I have 60 something people, and on YouTube I have about 560 watching. Thank you all for watching. I'll try to answer as much as I can, but uh, if I break narrative to just say hi to everyone, nothing's gonna be said. So please understand and do participate, and I might actually answer. So there you go. I did answer. Anyways, but yeah, the silent majority actually said something with the whole weekend of the skimmer gold rush. As I mentioned before, if you did listen, this weekend, on when Beyond launched, and the whole grind, or rather gold rush, was revealed, this was the highest peak time in 2 years in Steam for this game. It was highest peak time of players. I mean, fuck, if that doesn't send a message, then I
it
don't
should. If
fucking know. If devs
they should
think
be
that
watching,
That's the thing. If
I hope
devs
they're
really
watching.
think that this weekend was all about the new features, everyone started playing the game because of all the new features in Beyond, they're completely stupid. I'm sorry, it's just not. A big portion of the people that joined in on weekend to play the new, update or something, they didn't do it because it was a new update. It was because there was a lot of money to be made. Pure and simple. Of course, there were a lot of people joining in to, do the new stuff and so on and so forth. But again, a big portion of it was just because of that money. So, yeah, I think devs understand completely that. They would be fools not to understand that or try not to understand that.
Yeah, they would. I hope they were watching those stats and make the same conclusion from it. I do. Will they? Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Right, so I still see a couple of questions about what has been removed. So to quickly go over again what's been removed. So a mining mission that requires you to source a certain amount of mined materials, or not materials, but mined commodities. And in return, as a reward, that very own mission gave you back the same commodity that was asked, but more. So if you think a little bit, you could do that mission over and over and over again because, well, you never ran out of that material that they asked for, right? You just pick up more and more of it. If not, then, well, you pick up money. And, of course, alongside of it, you get more money. Well, rather, just simply excess money of it and just keep doing it. You don't need to leave the station, and there you go. That mission has been removed. And according to according to the original poster on forums, you could get about 20 million a minute. A minute! So 1,200,000,000 an hour. Now that's of course, really broken. So obviously that kinda had to be removed, but was it really? I'm not sure. That's the question. Are devs able to change rewards on, live server without needing to patch or update something? No? Okay, in that case, yeah, you kind of have to remove that thing. But if you can, then why didn't you? But then again, if they can't change the mission rewards without patching or issuing, a new build of the game, is the game really that good? Or the structure is that good? Because this is not the first time such, not grind, but gold rush has happened. This is not the first time. And won't be probably the last one either. And Geezer on the Twitch side, yes, thanks for the host. Yes. Right. But it's just...
It's one of these things.
It's baffling!
Eventually, you just go, because the words fail.
Yeah.
What's that? Shiva Prime in chat there says, so how to get around 500 million credits quickly now? Like, I want to enjoy the game, but I find no joy in doing the same thing for 50 hours in a row to be able to get credits. Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's feel everybody's pain there.
Indeed.
That's our mantra these days.
The problem, okay, so
I don't know what to recommend, I'm afraid.
At this point I'm confused as well.
No idea.
Personally, I'd recommend grab a buddy or 3 other buddies or 3 laptops and just, play the game from 4 monitors. Though that's illegal, by the way, but that's another issue for another time. Currently, the missions for cargo deliveries apparently can give you about 100 million an hour, but you need influence first with that faction to give you that mission and so on and so forth. But apparently you can do pretty decent chunk of change by just trading or rather delivering cargo, but you need friends for that because again those are wing missions we're currently talking about. So yeah.
What's that? Warm Canada in chat says, any other gold rushes next week? Well, yeah, we know one, but we're not going to tell what it is because we'll explain it first.
I personally don't know one yet. I
We
have
don't know.
suspicion of couple of them, so
They'll turn up.
they'll turn up as many
They
of them
will.
do, right?
Yeah, multi-boxing is technically illegal in ED, Mitch. I think it's kind of in the
As far as I
terms.
understand, well, technically they can't really prove that that happens. But oh, right,
Yeah,
right, right. Multi-boxing probably is not illegal. What is illegal, or rather, what is against the terms of service? Uh, Again, don't quote me on this one because I don't know. This is strafing into the basically a territory that I shouldn't give advice. But as far as I know, definitely sharing your account with somebody um, is
even
not
if it's yourself,
permitted. Is not
technically.
permitted.
Yeah,
There is a
that's
specific
weird thing.
clause in the EULA, I believe.
Yeah, you'd have to
Either that
prove
was a
that you're
EULA or
sharing it with
something, but
yourself.
yeah, your that account that you
Weird.
have purchased is for you and you alone. So yeah,
So yeah,
that's essentially what the rules say about the game. So be careful if
you
you
yeah you
have
might find
something like
yourself
that
in a
going.
basement under a 60-watt bulb with someone pointing a
I
light in
mean,
your
if you're
face,
sharing it
saying,
with your,
Is this really your account?"
brother or something like that, it's
Yeah.
again, it's just you two fucks doing whatever you want. So
Small print stuff. Check the small print before you do
yeah,
it.
pretty much.
Um, spell it really.
Right. Right. Okay. Another question. So, what other missions removed? Currently, none. Aside from the already skimmer missions and
Skimmers
mining
and
missions.
all mining missions.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
Skimmer and mining missions, all of them removed until the next proper patch or something that they are bringing out. You won't see them. So that's currently the casualties of the
Uh,
Nerf bat.
there's one that Warlock Bobby says. The fact that you have only one save file is dumb. Yes, it is. We
Ah,
petitioned them in Kickstarter all about that. And they said, yes, we hope to offer you 3 commander slots to save in. And that's basically what in the first grade expedition, before the game was even launched, we were factoring on. Because we thought we could have
hmm.
one character out exploring, one in the bubble, and one to just muck around with. So it's great. So we were prepared, because we thought it would take months to get to Sagittarius A back then, We were prepared to have to
Yeah.
sacrifice one character to do that because we were going to get 3 save slots. And that's never appeared, has it? Because I suppose it means that people like me have to go and buy a second account, doesn't it? Yeah, not being cynical or anything. Or I am being cynical. But yeah, they didn't actually make it a pledge. To be fair, unlike the offline mode, it wasn't a Kickstarter pledge that they were going to offer us 3 commander slots, but it was something that they were promising. So you can't. They did
Mm-hmm.
kind of promise it. We're still waiting.
Oh, Jesus
It's
fucking
one of the things
Christ.
that Michael Brooks had a habit of saying. It would be nice to see that sometime. Yeah, I'm not going to see him.
Yeah. I'm just going through forums and little things here and there, and
Watch out for the
yeah.
salt.
That's
If
that's
you if you're digging
par for
through
the
that,
course with my own comment section, nonetheless. So it's all fine. I'm used to it, but
you're
at this
used to
point,
the salt.
oh
Yes, you
yes,
swim in the
yes,
Black Sea. Yeah.
yes. Right. So again, those that are wondering as to what currently has been done and what else in the chats, I'll put in the links so you can all check these things for yourselves. Um, the forum thingamajig, you can take a look at it. Essentially, again, due to rewards, or rather, yeah, mission rewards, you can basically sit in station, just take on the same missions over and over again, uh, who require the same thing that they bring out, and earn a lot of money. But again, just sitting in the station, just pick a mission from mission board, you don't need to go anywhere. Deliver it, or rather, take a reward and go over again. So infinite loop by doing basically nothing, and you earn lots of monies and so on. So yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, it's it's an interesting state of affairs indeed. As to what game has right now, and
Jimmy Jam's making a comment there that it's like a tongue-in-cheek comment, but it's also not. He says, "Let's just find gold rushes with every mission type and see what F does when they're faced with either removing everything or actually
I'd
fixing
love
their
to
game."
see that shit
Yeah,
show.
it's a tongue-in-cheek comment, but yeah, there's more than a grain of truth in there.
I just love to see that shit show. Again, this is the thing. Right now on the forums, Reddits, wherever you go, everyone's talking about basically, what is the fair amount of money to earn an hour? Which is a good question that I tried asking Des. Thus far, haven't heard anything back, but alright, fine. Who knows? Maybe their server hamsters need attention before I do, and yeah. Um, Pow, you can't board flip if there's no board to flip.
Yeah, haha,
Yeah,
there's the
right?
solution. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Right. So,
My mum just asked me what a Yamix is. Okay, Killer Kev. Good luck explaining that one.
have fun. Yes. Uh, basically, I'm a cunt. Something like that. Anyways, Scott Bakey, sorry. For an open world game, there are a lot of heavy limits, axe weapons, credits, etc. The devs need to relax a little bit. Okay, yeah, they did on engineering, and most people seem pleased. Finally got good FSD roll. Ah, right. So okay. Anyways, uh, pretty much got what you mean. Right. So, Frontier. Right. So bottom line is, whatever devs have done right now with the current state of mission removals and so on and so forth, the way they did it, I don't agree, but the fact that they needed to be nerfed, yes. Absolutely. You need to nerf these over the top inflated, rewards for missions. Otherwise, again, everyone's just floating towards those particular, money making schemes. And they are not playing the game, as they are intended to be played. Instead of doing combat missions, trading, and exploration at the same, or, one after another from time to time, everyone's just going for one specific thing. And that's not really how you want a game to work. And that's fair, fine. You have to understand that. But again, because the state of the game is so repetitive, because everything you do, no matter what you do, reward is just so little. You're just basically looking at that, great big money making scheme and thinking, okay, I'm not gonna do anything until, a new one comes along, and thus far I'm not gonna play the game at all. That's also pretty bad, right?
Yeah,
Ay,
cool.
ay, and
Kitty's in Space got a question for you there. Speaking of,
uh
has the new Crime and Punishment stopped the Erevate Sidewinder massacres?
probably not, because it still works.
Not that I've seen.
The
Not
thing
that
is,
I've seen.
the new Crime and Punishment essentially. Let's see. There was a new patch note. Let me just quickly find it. But no. Right. Collisions, or rather, kills you do with collisions. If those are basically the innocent kills with your, dirty. Miscreant ass, just squishing someone, you still won't get notoriety. And in this case, that's the only sort of a balancing thing you have, I suppose, on the suicide winders. You just simply don't give notoriety to people because of it. That's it. Everything else is as it was. So, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, fine. I didn't honestly expect suicide binders to be fixed with the new crime and punishment, but the new crime and punishment system is just it's
Well, if it
lots of
was,
extra rules that are just simply annoying, and in the result,
yeah,
everyone suffers as
if it was intended to stop people from going into community goals in open and shooting traders who were trying to contribute to community goals, it's not working. Let me put it that way,
That's not
because
exactly what they
that is.
intended.
I know, but that's what's happening right now over at Colonia.
Oh God.
So yeah, that's right. People have flown all the way out to Colonia to shoot people who are bringing in trade commodities just for the lulls, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah.
I guess. Oh God. There you
And
go. Open play, ladies
what
and
the point?
gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean,
I
well, again, you see,
mean,
we were saying about having money is an enabler, and it is. If you've got like billions of credits, you can get the ships, you can do what you want. The downside of that is that if you happen to be a tow rag, then you can just ship all of your cloned A-rated federal gunships out to Colonia because you've got the money to burn to have them shipped out there.
yeah.
Get in one, go and commit a load of crimes in it, but you don't give a shit because you can ditch it and get another one because you've had them shipped out there. So having crimes tied to your ships just makes it easier for you to be a dick if you've got a load of cash now. So it doesn't make any sense at
Yeah.
all.
Honestly, I didn't
Uh,
quite consider that. Yeah, so uh,
well, you
there we
don't have
go.
quite an evil enough mind, you know.
I suppose,
I,
yeah.
I,
I
I have an evil mind. I just don't do anything evil in practice. I just have the mind for it. But I'm an honest, law-abiding citizen in practice. I just have an evil mind.
we all are, of course. Of course we are all.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
definitely. Right.
naturally, yeah. But yeah,
Yes,
if you wanted to
yes.
be a dick, you could be a rich dick and just have burner ships that you don't use because you don't care because you've got the money.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't need an engineered ship if you've got a gunship and you're shooting some trading guy in a Type 9 who's just shipped a load of stuff over from the bubble, do you? It's standard modules would do, so you don't have to worry about your precious engineered modules because you're not using them, and you can stitch that ship because you don't care because you got the cash.
Here's a good
Well
question.
done, well done, FDev.
Here's a good question from MW it Gen. Sorry for butchering your name, but screw it. Moving on. What's more important? How the developer intends for people to play the game, or how player wants to play it? Surgeon, what do you think?
Well, what? I wasn't
What's
listening
more
very with that
important,
one.
at least for you?
Oh yes, there
Or
we
what
are.
do you think is more
Yeah.
important? As
Well,
play the game as
now.
the developer has intended it, or play the game as you
Well,
want it?
this is the point, isn't it? In a perfect game, you shouldn't have to ask that question because they should be on the same page. The players and the developers should be working together to be on the same page to make a game that everybody enjoys and everybody wants to play. But that's not what's happening here because that question is being asked, you know, that there's a
Mm,
developer's vision and there's a player's vision. And if you're having to ask it, something's gone off the rails somewhere. And I think personally, this is my take on it, I think the devs have become far too obsessed with the superpower mechanic, with the interactions between the Federation, the Empire, the Alliance, all that behind the scenes shenanigans, like they're playing, Sid Meier's Civilization in space behind the scenes. And that's the game that they're playing. And we're not. We're trying to play freelancer out here. That's what we're doing. We're trying to play the Elite Dangerous freelancer, but they're not. They're playing their own separate game behind the scenes, and it's like we're an annoyance, we're an inconvenience to them, getting in the way of their Civ in space game that they're playing in the background. And there's this clash of these attitudes, and they're not going to sort it out if they don't actually listen to when players are ranting and what players actually want from the game, which they don't because they're too obsessed with their superpowers thing in the background. Just my take on it. There you go.
yeah, that's an interesting one indeed. Personally, again, I don't take any stock in pretty much anything in this game when it comes down to story or what it tells. Although I try to include at least some kind of lore-ish stuff whenever I can in jokes I make, and the way I make jokes again, in my reviews, I do mention how stupid federals are or how annoying the Lacey can be with their ship making and so on. It's nice to have that little background, but when it comes down to the big stuff, the Federation stuff and the Empire stuff, it's like loads of text, no real interesting outlook of it, and it's just bleh. I'll just go and I don't know, wallow in I don't know, a pig pen or something because it's more fun than that. That's at least
Yeah,
how
well,
I
as
tend
I
to play
say,
these games.
it's a film set, you know. For me, Elite Dangerous is a film set right now. I'm not actually going to bother playing it until they fixed it a bit more.
You're a staunch believer of the
I'll
fixes.
Yeah, I'll still be using it as a film set because it's the best one out there. There's no doubting that it is the best film set out there for what I'm doing in my videos.
Have you
But as
tried
far as gameplay is
using stop?
concerned,
See, Turgeon, have you tried doing the stop motion Star Citizen?
I'll get that if it comes out ever in a
You can do
decade.
stop motion
The
with Star
slideshow.
Citizen without a
Well, I don't
problem.
know. I use Hit Film Express. I can probably take stop motion Star Citizen and turn it into a proper film now, can't I? The slideshow. I'll just animate it, speed it up a bit. That'll
Yeah,
work.
exactly. I mean, why not? Yeah.
It's a
Uh,
thought, yeah.
oh right. Oh fuck me, but yeah, it's. Oh boy. Okay, actually, there was something interesting I figured I could do. So right now, as I open both Reddits and forums, might as well check real quick. The couple of threads that are going on because they usually have something interesting in them. Um, let's see. So the one that I did paste in the chats already was about the whole uh, fuck was about the whole mining missions making a lot of money and so on and so forth. So that immediately got nerfed. That's that. There's of course the thread that I did mention that was 100 million an hour being unreasonable or not being unreasonable, which I agree personally. For an elite player, the player that has been playing for even a week of total playtime should probably, earn that much if they know how. Or there should be an
Yeah,
option
it
legally
reminds
or
me
properly as
of
devs intended to be.
my old Dungeons and Dragons days. You know, the board, the old tabletop game there. It was actually written into the rules that the higher ranked your player was, the higher his upkeep was, because higher rank, higher level players tended to go out and spend all their cash on women and drink and just fannying about because that's really
Uh-huh.
so the higher level your character was, the more his upkeep was. So he had to go out and do ever more dangerous gigs that had higher rewards to pay for his upkeep. Makes perfect sense. And Elite is missing that because the high payout missions for Elite people aren't high payout enough if you're flying the big three ships because you are likely to incur some costs in the course of your jobs which are higher than people with lower ships,
Of course,
and
of
it's
course.
not high enough. It's not high enough for adventurous souls, I think.
There is that feel of sudden drop indeed. I mean, sure, you can pick up a, slightly faster, stronger, durable ship, but still, even with that, you can't do too much too faster. You're still gonna, travel about the same speed. Especially when it comes down to trading, you just simply can pick up more. So yeah, um, I don't know. I constantly keep, talking about the whole design philosophy of the game, and that, for me at least, it all comes down to it. Whoever's leading the game, whoever dictates a specific side of the game to be, working in a specific way, and everything else must be either adjusted or completely removed because it doesn't, fit that ideal. I disagree with a lot of things, like that it seems developers are just the developers seem to think that are good or supposed to be there. Grind is a perfect example. Economy is a perfect example. Up until you get to, as I said, Vulture, Asp Explorer, you can keep up with the game and you don't have to, worry about,
Yeah,
whatever you're gonna do next day and so on and so
a
forth.
little bit of a
Everything's just
comfort zone,
fine and
yeah.
dandy. You enjoy the game, you get upgrades in proper times and so on and so forth. But Nope. When it
Subsync
comes
says something.
to Python,
It says,
bye-bye.
it
Yeah.
says, you think people enjoyed killing skimmers and relogging, rinse, repeat? Well, actually, yeah, because I like the missiles. They were good.
That
The
was
missiles
one thing, but no.
they make a satisfying bang when they go off. But yeah, I know what he means. I know what he means.
It definitely
You
wasn't
shouldn't.
enjoyable, but then again,
You
it was
shouldn't have to
enjoyable on
be.
the other hand because, well, because obviously you earned a lot of money and you realized that,
You
okay,
did.
I'm just gonna do this for an hour and then I can, go out there
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
next week, 2 weeks, and do what the fuck ever I
Exactly.
want.
For what you got out of it, for what you put in, it was worth it. It was worth it. And the missiles do make a good bang. They do. But yeah, you shouldn't be put into a position where you're doing that because that's the only way to make a decent bit of cash. It's
Okay, so Geezer says actually Frontier Developments is being, or rather devs are being basically fun police, and a lot of people have said this. Fun police, no, that's not the thing. I don't see developers as fun police, or rather the people that are nerfing these things. First things first, devs have set rules, they have set expectations and set standards, at least, for players to get and achieve. Now, their task is to balance things. Their task is to, align things properly so, nothing's too out of borders too much. And that's what they've been doing with these, nerfs and nerfs for all the gold rushes and things like those. Yes, that's what they've been doing, and yes, a lot of people see it as fun police because, again, you earn a lot of money, which is quite a lot better than, spending days upon days of grinding your face against the wall. But then the question, well, the real question you should be asking, rather, saying, instead of, devs are being fun police, devs' ideals of that, standard is completely incorrect. Or shouldn't be like it. It should be different. That's the real thing that you should be saying, rather than just calling them fun police or whatever else. No, they're not. They're just working as intended. They are working as, you should work. Align things and manage things so they, nothing outstanding just goes overboard. For example, again, like, having a weapon in a game being too OP. Okay, people using it will be, satisfied, but realistically speaking, having an OP weapon is not a good idea, right? And the same thing goes with, these things. It does certainly feel, yeah, it's the bottom line. It's the baseline
well,
of the balance.
there's a
It's the
thing. There's
wrong
an
thing.
interesting thing. The Guardian weapons. I saw somebody had put a video up on YouTube of using the Guardian weapons against pirates, NPC pirates, and
Ah,
the charged plasma weapons that you sort of hold down and release when it's fully charged up.
yep.
They were making mincemeat of the smaller ships, and that's what I'd expect, basically. That's what I'd expect them to do. Now, I worry that something like that is going to get hit with a nerf bat because it shouldn't. Realistically, something like Guardian weapon technology should only be in the hands of a very few Pilots Federation members who actually get off their arse to bother unlocking it and having the damn things. It's a real pain to get the damn things with all the requirements that's necessary. And if you've gone through all those bloody hoops to get those weapons, you should be able to use them to make mincemeat out of small NPC pirate ships, and the NPCs shouldn't have access to them. That's what I think, because it should be that way. But because they do seem to do a fair amount of damage to the smaller NPC ships, I do have a suspicion they're going to nerf them, and they shouldn't. They
It's
shouldn't. But
yeah. It's
they love
we're
their
just gonna
balance because
wait and see what's gonna happen with the
oh,
balance of the
PvP, it'll
thing.
be, oh, PvP, someone will use it in PvP and it makes it unbalanced, and they'll go, wine, salt, tears, grief, all that.
Hmm.
And they'll just cave into it and nerf something. And if they shouldn't, they shouldn't. Because
Right.
I still have serious issues with the fact that so many NPCs have engineered modules anyway, because they shouldn't, mathematically, considering that the engineers are supposed to be these fringe mavericks that only people of, adventure and high
You take it
prestige
from the
go to
lore
actually
perspective,
see.
indeed. Yeah. Okay.
Should
Okay.
be almost no engineered modules. So if people have gone to the trouble of getting the Guardian weapons, use them, blow shit up, because you should be able to. That's what I think.
Um,
But
sure, yeah.
it'll come a cropper when someone says, I was flying a T7 to here in such and such an open, and this guy with engineered weapons and Guardian weapons blew me up in one shot." And then they'll go, "Oh, we'd better do something about that." You can see it coming. You can see it coming a mile off,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Right, Commander Guillermo Marinero, finally got your name again right. Thanks once more for the fiver there. Seriously, hopefully you're having a wonderful evening or morning, depending where you are and other things. And Sky Hijinks, so who's the other voice right now talking aside from mine, the glorious, yes,
Dulcet
TheYamiks.
tones.
Yes. We have Turgeon Starstone there, a fellow content
everybody.
creator on the YouTube side. So, yeah, yeah. I mean,
I make funny videos, everybody, that don't tend to have pew pew
funny,
in them.
really?
From a
Okay,
relative perspective.
okay, fair enough. In that case, yeah, okay.
All right, whimsical.
There you go. Yeah. Technically, what I do is also somewhat whimsical because not always
Yours are
hits.
hilarious.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Right, about the whole modules on ships and so on and so forth. I think I'm in open. Am I? Yeah, I'm in open. So I'm in Chipiapus. So, anyways, feel free to come by. Anyways, right. So about engineered modules on NPCs. Now, I personally, I never had the problem of NPCs having weapons or tools and things that a normal player couldn't simply pick up for balancing reasons. Ships, for example. Okay, fine. ATRs are probably a bit different, but click clack, click clack, click clack. I
Yep.
hear you, click clack.
There you go.
Yeah.
Finished. Carry on.
I see. Okay, fair enough. Right. Shit. So yeah. Well, depends on NPC we're talking about. Again, the ATRs, technically they are, I think, engineered ships, right? So I find it just fine to have, those ships being engineered because, again, those are super cops. As for bounty
The
hunters,
ATR, yeah. ATR can be as engineered as they like, because I would
they are
expect
meant to
that.
be like that. They are meant to be like
Yeah,
that.
whatever strange fringe hidden uber special technologies, you'd have this crazy bunch of maybe a dozen, even just a couple of dozen guys across the galaxy who have this incredible gear because they're the ones that they've entrusted to go and kill everybody, who are the most troublemakers. And if you look at it in law terms, the authorities would be prepared to kill them at the drop of a hat with some implanted poison or something because they're untrustworthy. Something like that. I could get with that. That's fine. I don't have any beef with that. It's the fact that half the NPCs that you meet, who shouldn't really be ranked dangerous and deadly elite anyway, mathematically, shouldn't be, have got all this engineered stuff. And you think, well, I bet they didn't haul 50 bleeding tons of Fujin tea to this guy to unlock him and then take all this stuff there, did they? Like we have to do. It doesn't make any sense.
I look from a gameplay thingamajig. Again, Daddy Cruel. I looked at it. Honestly, I don't care. Uh, I looked at it. There's nothing I can say much about that thingamajig. So stop asking about it. I acknowledge it. There you go. Right. So, for NPCs. Alright, so putting rewards aside from, bounty hunting or piracy and what else, putting rewards aside, what tools they use, honestly, so be it that they have the whole engineered thing. It offers a little bit more of a challenge. Of course, as people have said this, Sarah something. I forgot the last name of the person, but the super OP bots that were introduced, I think, I think in 2.1. It was when super OP bots were basically introduced, and a ship like Eagle
back, yeah.
was just fucking insanely powerful, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, David
That's
Braben said
going
at
a
one
little bit
point in an
overboard, but
interview it was easy to create NPCs that were impossible to kill. The hard part was making ones that were just challenging, and they went
yeah,
too far the other way
yeah.
to test that and then drew it back a bit. Yeah.
I don't know. I personally don't care if they have, again, those engineered parts. A challenge, a challenge. When it comes, yeah, okay, fine. From the story perspective, sure, you can write around it nonetheless.
Well, I
But okay.
prefer it if there were some engineered ones, high ranked engineered ones, but they were rare. Because then you'd get complacent and you'd get used to having a pop at high ranked NPCs and you think, oh, they're no challenge. And then out of the blue, one turns up that's a bloody challenge, and you go, oh shit, I'm in trouble here. And it takes you off guard because there's one guy that's actually a challenge. I think that's more fun myself, but that's just my play style.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Let's see. We got something. Let's see. People have problems with NPC dogfighting AI. It's just like any other game. Um, Damn it. Where's the comment? Give me a sec. Um, when you have unimaginative assembly siders, all they can do is write contrary movement, contrary movement to player input. Yeah, I suppose. Okay, AI building is a hard thing, and I really don't particularly want to go into it too much. So
But
yeah.
they don't use the same rules that we use for the reason that they can't because they're AIs. It's as simple as that. I think
Yeah,
they've gone too
sure.
far with it, but it's a personal balance thing. A lot of people like the challenge of it. Personally, I do a lot better in CQC than I do against NPC ships. I have to say, take from that what you will.
Right. So I guess once more addressing the question from the chats. Yes, another mission from the skimmers was removed, and this time it's mining missions were removed. That is, yeah, mining missions essentially were removed because they were just too easy to complete, aka, not I. Anyways, what you did with those mining missions was gather up enough to complete one mission, which was okay, fine, fine, and then you went in and completed it. And as a reward, you got back the same, or potentially got back the same commodity that you were asked to mine in the first place, making the mission, you know, uh, infinitely completable, or just, yeah, you get the same amount back, so you never lose that commodity that you put in. So you can complete the same sort of mission again and again and again and again and again. And in result, yeah, free money. Yeah, that was the
Literally,
result. That was the result, and that was put on not Reddit, but
yeah.
forums, and sure enough, it was quickly disabled, not nerfed, but disabled right away. So just like with skimmers, we have the second mission that was simply disabled, and now we're
Yeah.
waiting for the new patch that will probably solve everything, just like
Of
3.0 solved
course.
everything for
The
Star
Wonder
Citizen.
Patch.
You
Yes.
know.
Warlock Bobby says it was only certain types of mining missions, right? Well, it was that specific type, but as far as we know, they've kind of disabled all mining missions for
Because,
the time
yeah,
being.
as far as I can see, I
The
have
nuclear
no mining
option.
missions in my place. Of course, my Chipiapu station is, or system in general, is not, a mining extraction, thing like that. Sure. But even from time to time, you do see a couple of missions here and there. But thus far, yeah, there are none. There are none.
What's that comment by Paracelsus there? I unlocked my cat's endgame by giving him tuna, and I still play him. I like that. That's bizarre. I like that comment.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just back away slowly now. No, I like that one.
okie dokie. So, for example, right now, let's just give a real world example. let's say we have these supply, missions. You're asked to source 200 something units of beryllium. Um, commodity
Beryllium.
A. Yes, there we go. And in reward, one of the three rewards would be offering you the same amount or more of the same commodity. That was basically the mining mission, or rather, that was the situation with the mining missions. So you could just sit in your, station and just go do it over and over again. And, as you can see, rewards. Well, okay, this is a bit different reward here, but regardless. Yeah. It was pretty weird that this sort of a incompetent mistake, a beginner level mistake, was actually pushed through. No one caught it. No one.
Yeah, and as we say, it says a lot about mining that no one's caught it live until now.
Yeah. Divine Warrior. Next time they're gonna delete the whole the Sotis mining station. Yeah. Next time they instead of
Yeah,
mission deletion, just gonna delete the whole fucking system, right?
yeah.
Suddenly,
You turn
instead
up
of
there and there's
Targoid that actually
just
have
dust.
basically bubble burning because the stations are everywhere removed by developers. So not
Yeah.
Targoid war, but developer war. Yay!
Han Solo is saying the coordinates are right, but Sothis just ain't there, kid.
Yeah. Oh gods. Uh, a fun way actually it would have been if devs chose to just send Targoids immediately to that gold rush system and simply killing the system itself by lore. That would have been at least kind of funny. We're gonna nerf it by just sending Targoids at them. Sick 'em, boy! Permit lock it also. Yeah, I see. That's an option.
Yeah, oh yeah, permit lock Sothis, yeah.
Oh
And not tell you
baby,
what you
I
need to
definitely
unlock
want
it.
to do that. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna implement this now. Ay. Again, those that didn't hear me say this already couple of times, they removed mining missions. All the mining missions. All of them. Because,
Something says it was reported during the beta. Do you know, this doesn't surprise me.
I don't even know, and maybe not.
Uh,
Who
if
knows?
if that if that's so, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Oh well, but yeah, mining missions removed, and just because you could simply sit in station and complete it over and over again without doing anything aside from just clicking a couple of times. That
You get
was the
the
situation. Those that
original
didn't hear me
one-off investment.
just now
Yeah.
saying that, there you go. So it's just insane. How could such a rookie mistake pass through? I don't know. Does bring in the question of competence of the devs quite heavily.
Yeah. Cheery, I'm the other guy, Turgeon Starstone. I make
Uh,
YouTube videos as well.
yes,
There you go,
there
he's
you
just
go.
singing chat. Who's the other?
For the last couple of
Who's
streams,
the other guy?
he's joined in indeed, which has
Yeah,
been
just
wonderful
for a laugh.
indeed. Let's see. Anything else? Would we? Actually, might as well take a quick look on the forums. Do we have anything? Oh, wait, no. Reddit's easier to load in. Give me
I
a
like
sec.
Mitch's attitude there. I'll have to take another look at the beta bug forums. Maybe there's another chance for a gold rush. You scour
Okay.
the bug forums before they fix things. Yeah.
Who knows, right? Who knows? Um. Well, it seems that pretty much everyone's panicking regardless and just bitching and moaning about all of this, so there's nothing too new, I
Same as
suppose.
usual then. Yeah.
So yeah, it's the game's state is currently interesting. I mean, I woke up, I recorded my voice for Friday's video, and as I was just editing, Obsidian poked me about the whole mining missions being removed, and and my day became even better. Oh my god, it's funny. It's absolutely funny, both to see the reaction of the people as well as the reaction of the devs, and just the general shit fest that goes on every time one of these things got either shown up or just shut down. It's oh my god. Uh,
You must have
um
got up this morning and thought, it's my birthday!
Yeah, it does feel like. I mean, first of all, okay, so my weekend started amazing. First of all, I reached 35,000 subscribers. That was amazing
Yes,
already.
indeed. Yeah.
Then I released a video about skimmer missions, and so did also Down to Earth, and together, I suppose, yeah, we managed to get the thing removed. But regardless, it would have been removed sooner or later. Trust me. Um, and that made the whole thing just go up in flames in on Monday as it was removed. It was basically just boom. We have forum just on fire. Here's the thing: I have on Discord. I'm quite often talk with one of the forum mods and just mods for Frontier, and it's just funny to see his reaction. And just this morning, as he wakes up, the first message I send him is basically, "Look at the forums. You're gonna have fun." And yeah, and there he goes, just
Yeah, he's going to be on a
seeing the
constant
shitfest.
coffee diet all day, isn't he?
Poor forum mods. Honestly,
I feel for
I
them. I
weep
do.
for the poor forum mods that have to just sort through all the stupid
Yeah.
comments, all the stupid just reactions, and
And they're like the frontline
oh
troops
god.
that go over the. Yeah, you send them out of the trenches to be mown down by the machine guns first. You know, they're the ones in the front line. I do feel for them. I do.
Yeah. Oh, and Fallout Tech, dude, thank you so much. And damn it, that message didn't stay long enough. Give me a sec. I'll. Where is it? There we go. Frontier developments. We have a new exploit, quote unquote. Again, guys, this is not exploit. This is unbalanced rewards. Moving on. With missions.
Remove
Should be
everything.
nerfed.
Yes.
Should nerf them too. David Braben, remove everything. The thing is, David doesn't particularly have too much say, or at least he doesn't do too much when
No,
it comes
do you
down to
know?
these
We
little intricate details, as
well,
balance
we were
and things like
discussing that
those.
the other day,
Yes,
actually,
indeed, we
because
were.
usually at the release of some big update, he's always there putting out a video, isn't he? Or at least being on
See, David, as far as I
this time.
understand, David's role, aside from being the CEO in the
Uh,
company, is to uh, more oversee rather the features being put in place, oversee the story, presumably, because
Executive,
yeah,
very much
it's
executive consultancy position. Yeah, because I mean,
is
he's
he's
running a
leading a
company.
business, so
He's a managing
understandably he
director. He's
can't
running
do
the whole
everything.
company.
Yeah,
He's got
so
Jurassic World to deal with, all of that at the
oh
moment. So yeah, he's
god,
got a
that's
lot on his
even
plate.
not
Yeah,
too comic. Jesus fucking Christ.
he's got a hell of a lot to do
On the
as just a
bright
director of a
side,
company.
at least in Jurassic World, someone will die, and you'll see that. So there you
Yes.
go. At least there will be that. But right, let's see. There was some. Oh, right. So yeah, basically, weekend went really well because I had fun. Streamed a little bit, talked a little bit, and had fun watching the subscriber count also go up, and also forums going berserk. Then Monday comes, the forums just is in up in flames. I'm just pissing my pants, laughing, finding everything just extremely funny, and just having a blast. And also, it was a wonderful Monday in general, thanks to some generous folks. And today is also the same thing, basically, because the same thing happened again. I mean, fuck. I was making a video and then I realized, okay, I recorded the voice. Okay. And now the new thing comes out and another mission is removed from the game. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm. Aww. I guess I'm making another addendum. Yep, there it goes. And Fallout Tech again, dude, thank you. Next patch, remove all missions. that's how it feels, doesn't it?
Mm.
Who knows? Well, rather, what else will be removed at this point? Because they. I really wonder whether or not devs are actually, willing to nerf things, on the live server, or wait till the patch to change them, and that's it. Because honestly, oh, and damn it,
Good question from Mac there.
Mac, yes, love your channel. Thank you so much. And so here's some dough. Yes, thank you. What do you think will? What do you think it will take for Frontier to unfuck themselves? Oh my.
It's a good question.
It's a good question, but it's a big team. That's the thing. Parts of that mechanism that creates Elite Dangerous actually works well. They do work well. Sound engineering, I mean, sound guys are often just stellar. I find Guardian side combat music to be really stupid and annoying, but
I
that's
didn't actually have it on.
I hate it.
What was
It's just
that?
like and that constant tension
I've got it turned
music
off for
just gets on
filming
your
most of the time,
nerves.
so I don't.
But that's just me.
I'll
Again,
turn it on next time. I'll turn it on next time. Yeah, you're probably right.
it's just me. But again, for example, sound guys rarely fuck up anything. Rarely. It's mostly to do with
I adore the
people that
sound.
implement that music in the thing. So there's that. Voice acting also is pretty decent. I wouldn't say stellar or anything. It's decent. It's nice to hear it here and there, but mostly. Also, but yeah, there are things that are good, and Tyrannius, thank you so much. Let me just quickly go that. Yeah. They need to. They need to fire Sandro before you're. Oh God, no. Here's the thing. I don't find these statements as you need to fire person X, Y, and Z. Just like with DJ, we find the whole aspect of calling for someone's job. No, that's going overboard, dude. We shouldn't ask for that. Absolutely. Unless the person is extremely going overboard with something, but in this case, see Sandy. Actually, I really like Sandy myself. I talked with the guy.
This is the point.
Huh?
The guys themselves are great guys. The Frontier employees, they're all good people. It's not like they're gits that are trying to do us out of something for some hidden weird agenda of their own. They're good people. I just think that sometimes they're a little bit misguided. That's what
And
it comes down to.
Corinthians, holy fuck, dude! Thank you so much. Absolute star, dude.
He's quite right. Yes.
Well, yeah. At least I won't be nerfed, so that's good. But
Well, yeah, Jess is saying take the loach away for a week or two. It's true, yeah. Spatula postulates that the loach is some sort of like cerebral parasite that sort of like operates into his brain. It might be the case.
and Tyrannus,
Kidnap
yes,
the
we
loach,
can
see what happens.
or return the donation. Oh, dude. Also, no refunds. Sorry, I can't really issue that. No, but again, it's just policy everyone has. And damn it, guys. Anyways, Ruby, thank you again so much. And go have lunch. Makes my treat. Aw, thank you. I definitely will. Now, before I get too distracted. So, first things first. Sandro, yes, I disagree with Sandro's vision quite a bit as to how the game should be working here and there. And there are, of course, things we definitely agree upon. And that is, for example, in Frontier Expo, I talked with Sandy. And I did complain about the power play, and he did mention that he also didn't like it and want to remake it, but whether or not that will happen sooner or later, yeah, that's under a big question mark. But it's not like they have this evil vision. Again, I'm not sure who's in the charge of Frontier developments or devs for Elite Dangerous that is in charge of keeping the grind. the way it is, but I definitely disagree with that philosophy that, you know, an average player should make 100 million or 50 million an hour. They should make maybe 20 million an hour. That I completely disagree with. 100 million should be fine because most of the time, guess what? I'm not making any money. In fact, I'm losing money all the time. And to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
confident that next day, next week, there would be some kind of a easy or rather decent way. Just doesn't matter if it's easy. I want fuck it. Give me a hard task that will give me a fucking 100 million an hour. I'll be glad to do that, right? And Cherry, thank you so much. Um, but yeah, it's fucking and follow tech as well. Goddamn, dude, guys, thank you seriously, for your continued support and all the things. Damn it, just everyone's uh, poking me with these being generousness
oh,
and
well, you
things.
see,
I can't
you're
barely
lovely, you
talk.
see.
God damn it. In general,
What
just
was it
thank you.
Obsidian said in his video the other day?
I
What was
I
it?
don't.
He said the infamous Yamiks,
Ah
he called you.
yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
like that. The infamous Yamik.
Right. I actually poked him after he made that video. I poked him and asked him, "Infamous? Okay. I mean, I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's just,
Yeah.
huh? Okay, let's go with that. Um, but yeah, it's. Thing is, bottom line is, agree or disagree with devs, but calling for their jobs. Sorry, no, that's going overboard. That's just going overboard, and they should be encouraged to change their minds rather than fired, because they know what they're doing, and the new guy probably will barely know what the fuck to do ever. Yeah, ever so more. So yeah, that's also a good
Yeah.
reason. So again, best of love from me to Frontier Developments and everyone in them, because seriously, meeting them was wonderful in Frontier Expo. So yeah,
Well,
um,
what's Terranius say there? So you disagree with the design of the game, but it's fine to keep the lead designer because he's a nice guy.
no,
Well,
no, 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 no,
no,
no.
not
Not
because he's
because
a
he's
nice
a
guy.
nice guy. No, absolutely not. I'll take an fucking super competent but a dick guy absolutely
Uh,
all the time.
yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. Sandy is
Um,
highly capable. Sandy is highly capable, and he's also
he's a
wonderful on
little
camera. And that's the
he's a
thing.
little number obsessed, perhaps. I think
It's
that
hard to
might be a
say, but the
problem.
thing is, he has
Spreadsheety number
charisma. He
obsessed.
has also the knowledge and everything. And DP, seriously, thank you as well to you, and Squeak for you as well. So it it there you go. Basically, I don't look into what Sandy does every time or any particular other dev does. But the thing is, they know what they are doing. They're highly competent in at least specific things. How it all comes together now, that is a different thing. A lapse of judgment or, well, a thing that I disagree with, aka the philosophy of how to create something, yes, this is where I disagree most of the time, and so on and so forth. And let's see, Dave G. Sandra is between rock and a hard place when on stream. It's hard to say honestly. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Um, right. Right. Before I forget. Oh, right. It's 2 hours already, and oh god, you guys been quite generous and everything. Before I completely forget, uh, yeah, there's one thing that I wanted to announce today. Also, if you look on the stream top, there's something written in the the box thing. Also, I'm heading out to PAX. So yeah, I got convinced to move to PAX, or rather, at least attend PAX East. So if any of you guys are going, I'll be floating around there as well, alongside DJ and a few others, and uh, probably will be in the Frontier meet unless they have absolutely no way to get me in. So uh, we'll see about that. But yeah, I'll definitely be around. So if you are, You're probably gonna see me, and just remember to look out for my logo. So it should be relatively easy to spot me, I think. In any
Your
case,
hair.
yeah,
They'll spot you from the hair.
that's not important. um,
I don't think any of the broadcast lot will be there this time. Because
as
they were
far as I
last
understand,
year. I don't think
Mars from Ghost
certain
Giraffe will be there,
so.
so there's that.
Mars, yeah, he should be there. Yeah, that's good. Always good as
So
Mars.
it'll be interesting to see him. But yeah, it'll be my first visit to Murikas, and that probably gonna get shot or touched by NSA. Or both. Who knows? But again, yeah, this is over exaggerating what it does, so there you go.
But Thierry says, I'll scream in Latvian and be easy to find you. Yes!
Probably, yeah, probably. Because, well, in any case, so that's about it on that announcement. So, I don't know. What else do we got to discuss today? I mean, we've gone over, oh god, just
lot
the
of
good
dead
old
horse
dead
beating
horse,
we've
yes,
done.
pretty much.
As you do. Yes.
Let's
Everyone
see
loves
what
that.
else there is. Hmm. Aw, and let me, Kovlin, thank you as well. Have fun at PAX East. So, what mission will be disabled next? Good question. Hopefully
Yeah, we should have
none.
a pool,
Hopefully
shouldn't we? We should
none.
have a pool on that.
Now everyone's probably gonna those biggest dicks out there probably will just go, you know, across all the missions and just look, is this exploitable? Can we make devs just disable it? Because apparently they don't want to nerf it. They just will disable until the next patch. So let's go do it. Oh, what a sad state this could turn into, unfortunately. And my tip thingy is filled up. Yes, I know. It's going overboard, and it's just the month's beginning, guys. Holy fuck. On the bright side, this will definitely cover the highly expensive travel costs. So yeah. Once more, big thanks. See you at PAX East.
Yeah,
Essentially.
Gamara's right though. This is saying that it's essentially a problem that's caused by randomly generated missions, and at some point there'll
Yes,
be a perfect
that's
storm,
a good actually
and you
topic
get a
indeed.
gold rush. And it wouldn't matter in a single player mission. He's quite right. It wouldn't matter if it was a single player game because, well, it just wouldn't bloody matter, would it? But in competitive MMO, yeah, someone always complains because they didn't get it or someone else got it or,
And of course, whatever you
Yeah.
gain can be used against someone else, and therefore not really fair. And typical.
Yeah.
So there is that. Let's see. Let me think. So yeah, there are RNGs. When it comes down to
A couple
mission
more Lakekins there asking.
Ah.
Is that 3 people are asking now what's been removed?
Uh,
Lakekins! Yes.
So yeah, what mission did they remove? Yeah. So the mission they removed, aside from Skimmer one, was the mining one. So you won't see any mining mission in-game being generated for the time being. Isn't that just fun? Right? Fucking hell. But yeah, that's basically where we're at. We're just starting to remove every mission that doesn't apparently work.
Crazy says, is that bad? Well, some people like mining,
See,
but they are in
missions
the
thus far are
minority,
more
aren't they?
lucrative than just going out there and trading on your own, or perhaps bounty hunting on your own, or mining on your own. Missions are,
Yeah.
you know, supposed to, at least at this point, generate a little bit more money than just doing it on your own, without sort of goal. And I see that
I did
Python.
actually do a few mining missions in Dazishiets, which is the Starstone Enterprises system, because there was a mining field on the doorstep of the base, and so I could just pop out of there, mine a bit of what they wanted, and just pop back in if I was bored one afternoon or something. So yeah, I did do the odd ones, and it does look rather nice in VR, mining in an ice field. It's quite relaxing, like a stroll in the park. But yeah, generally they're not the most popular missions in the game, are they? Mining missions.
Yeah.
It has to be said. So yeah, if people want to
Indeed.
know what the problem was, basically the one of the mission reward options in the new reward system was giving you half as much again of what it was you were actually mining as a reward. So you had to sort of like mine it once, and then you could just spend literally as long as you want handing
Sitting in
in
a
the
station just
reward stuff,
redoing that mission over and
taking the
again.
mission because they were giving you more of the stuff than you've just mined as a reward option, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. So Frontier decided, let's close down all mining missions, nuclear option, just in case. Yeah,
Because, well,
that's it for now.
presumably they can't change it on live servers from without, restarting the game or, updating it. So that's the only option, presumably, that they have. Otherwise, I'd say it's a bad idea to remove a mission. Especially considering that there is already one other one that was removed. First time, yeah, okay, we can understand. But 2 times? It looks like a pattern already. So, what if the next one is revealed, sometime soon? Another one then removed? And then another one, and what the fuck, right? No one likes to see that. And it doesn't create a good image. We understand why it's being done, of course, but it still doesn't look good. Like it or not, it just simply makes you look pretty bad. Incompetent, even. So there you go. And all these missions, basically because devs rely on RNGs to create rewards. And never really check whether or not whatever, the RNGs is capable of creating is fair or not. Or proper enough. And good example is pretty much, actually, every single gold rush. Every single gold rush exists because they rely on the RNGs so much. And the result you can see, gold rush exists and then they nerf it. And then everyone's really pissed off. And yeah, the aggravation just keeps on boiling and boiling. And well, yeah. Results just simply not pretty. That's all I can say about the whole thing. It's just simply not pretty.
Oh,
Well,
salty chat. Look at that. I'd say
yeah.
it's been a day of salt.
It's
Much,
it's
much
been
salt
it's been a
today.
glorious day, mate. It's been a fucking
Yeah.
glorious. Not only because of people being generous and other things, but it's just you wake up, you start working and being productive and so on and so forth, and then you see something really stupid and funny, and voila,
Yeah.
your day is just complete.
It's like, in the old courts there, they had the jesters with the bladder sticks whose job it was to bop the monarch to remind him that he's not above the rest of humanity. That was his job, You're not a god, you're just a bloke with a crown. That was his job. And you kind of feel that that's like where we are right now. And you sort of wake up in the morning and go, oh yes, time to get the bladder stick out. I'm going to do bop some people
I
here
see.
today.
And
It's a job. It's necessary. It has to be
yeah.
done. Bopping people.
Yeah. And Adam, dude, thank you so much. And something to go towards the whiskey and hookers on stateside. Oh my, well, uh,
Oh yes.
I'll make note of that
Yeah.
definitely. We'll see what kind of quality hookers you got there, hey? And stuff. Oh boy. Um. I'm just checking a couple of messages around the place and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's been an interesting day, evening. Actually, it's been an interesting fucking week. It's just the 3.0 seems to be the best update in a really stupid way. But it's been the funniest update, at least for me, because yeah, the results, the reactions, and so on and so forth, just everything came together so well, at least for me.
Mm.
I'm still smiling, so it's bad. Yes, it's pretty bad,
What's
but
that? South says there. Post your hotel info so we can send hookers to your room. They would
yeah,
and all, wouldn't they?
definitely.
You know it. They
I'd
would.
voluntarily go and dox myself. That's a great idea, right?
Yeah, they would.
And Chad on the Twitch side and everyone else on the YouTube side, whoever just joined, they removed mining missions. So yeah, that's this the whole thing is about that, basically. They removed mining missions. Alongside, of course, previously removed skimmer missions. So, isn't that just fun, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. So, no more mining, I guess. So... But again, this is the thing. If I could earn even 100 mil an hour when mining, doing mining missions, I'd go do it. I'd bother myself to go do it because it would be worth it at that point. Again, we do these, gold rushes because they are worth it. And therefore they become fun.
You say 100 million an hour, well, that's an awful lot. Well, it's not if you're not actually playing it for the other 23 hours of the day.
Indeed.
If you've only got the hour to play it during the day, it'd be nice if you could finish the day with 100 million extra.
And considering that a lot of you probably are quite a lot older than me, and yeah, even I, somebody in mid-20s and something, doesn't particularly have too much time to, grind this game. And it definitely is nice to know that, oh, okay, I come online, I play for an hour and earn enough to, maybe buy another cutter, or an upgrade for a cutter or something like that. But no, as it is right now, no, you need to spend multiple hours doing this stuff. And then you earn maybe something enough for 2 to 3 slaves. Which you can buy in this game, yes. So that's great, right? Right?
You have a new co-pilot for a while. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea. I see that you have a new co-pilot to play with for a while.
Yeah, I just dropped in, actually.
So, Proxim, your thoughts?
Why can't they just freaking let us have fun with something for a little while? Jesus Christ.
Answer to that is, would you like to have OP weaponry?
I would like to have something that doesn't
Would
suck.
you like to have an OP weaponry? Something OP.
Depends. How OP is it?
Really, a lot. Heavily OP.
Okay, that's heavily OP is not so fun.
Exactly, the same thing happens here. It's the same principle. Mission rewards, were horribly good. In that horrible way that, yes, you can earn a lot of money, but compared to, for example, a normal transportation job, normal, let's say, I don't know, cargo delivery. These missions, a skimmer mission, the whole mining missions also, they were extremely lucrative in comparison. And so the question is, why would you be motivated to do anything else but them? From game designer's perspective, I've said this multiple times in this stream already. From game designer's perspective and game maker's perspective, you have to create a place with alternatives. Alternatives that actually, are alternatives rather than this one way is better and rest is just for the fun of it. So yeah, it's basically the same thing. And again, you did say, why they are taking, fun away, or Frontiers being the fun police and so on and so forth. They're just simply doing their job and balancing the game. But because the game is already quite punishing and unrewarding, returning to that good old grind is a horrible feel. And that's why, of course, we're saying, or rather you are saying, it's no fun anymore, they're taking away the fun. And you're right, they are taking away the fun. But, well, the reason for doing it is just completely justified and correct. So, yeah, you basically blame the whole philosophy of the grind, or the need for the grind for this game, rather than devs for fixing it. If you bring up that proper credit earning level, yeah, there is no balance. And you're right, Maverick. You're right. There is no balance in this game. There is barely any balance. You're completely right. There is none. And that's the big issue. right?
Yeah, that is precisely what the big issue is.
So, anyways, Proximy, I presume you didn't manage to do any of those mining missions.
Nope.
Yeah, no, probably no one did really either. So, oh well, at least they reacted quickly. But then again, if that video was released, for example, on on Friday evening when they finally, when the whole company just goes, off work, it would probably be still up, throughout the weekend, and that would have been fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, that'd have been funny.
Just everyone earning $1 billion an hour. $1 billion. That would have been just fucking hilarious. Oh my. So yeah. State of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's rely on RNGs some more, right? I absolutely
RNG
love.
just isn't doing them any favors, and I'd have thought they'd have figured that out by now.
They rely on RNGs to provide pretty much 90% of all the stuff in this game, all the interaction. 90% of it is generated by RNGs, because this is a grand game or whatnot else, but. No, just no, I'm sorry, no, yeah. And Geezer's right. Pray to the RNGs. Pray to the RNGs. Shit.
Kiro.
Oh boy. Let's see. Where do we got? So anyways. What do you think is gonna be nerfed next,
I don't even want to speculate, because never in my life did I think that mining missions, of all things, would need to be removed from the game. So, out of
Uh,
all things, mining. Oh, jeez.
so, yeah. Well, technically, it wasn't even mining anymore. It was basically just regurgitating the same mission constantly.
Yeah, pretty much. You didn't have to do anything. You
You
as I
had to do
understand
just
it,
one delivery. Just one delivery, and then you could repeat that mission constantly without a problem. Well, or similar missions regardless.
Yeah, just spam it over and over and over again, and yeah.
And off you go, basically. Whee! How did I miss that in code? Honestly, I still can't get it. Just
Well, I don't know. See,
it
and
baffles me. How hard is no? Just how did you miss it?
I don't know. I mean, it's obvious to me. I said this the other day too. It just seems to me like they've overcomplicated the entire mission system to the point where even they don't understand how the bloody thing works anymore. Yeah, so now it just does things, and they're like, I don't know why it's doing that. It's like, you programmed it, but they don't understand their own creation anymore. That's the way it feels to me. I don't know if that's necessarily right, but that's how it comes off. No.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're kind of right there, indeed. It's a big system, indeed, but fucking hell. I do feel that they kind of need to make it anew. Fuck.
It does kind of feel that way. It's like, as I said, I really feel like they've made things, overcomplicated for themselves. And I don't know if maybe it's because, they're trying to keep, like future mechanics and features in mind, but it feels like the way they have coded it is trying to take in too much into account. There's too much, I don't know how in the freaking hell they've gone about coding it, but it's like, I said what was that? What was the quote that I used with Turgeon the other day? It was from Star Trek. Is the more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. That's pretty much what's happening.
Huh.
They
Okay.
don't. Yeah, that's to me at least the way that it feels is that's precisely what's happening. They're thinking too far ahead. They're making things way too complicated, and they're forgetting about the now and making it work now instead of planning for things that aren't even in the freaking game yet 2, 3, 4 years down the line.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're able to think that far ahead. Yes, we'll see.
It's hard to say since we don't have that insight. It's just speculation at this point. And
Yeah.
right, Ulstef. Actually, about the grind, is is the Guardian new puzzle grind offending to you? See, here's the thing. I haven't done it yet, but Obsidian did poke me about this, and now you too, and probably someone else as well. And yeah, I start to come to terms as to what it actually is. So those that don't know, the Guardian puzzle, essentially you go to one of the sites, you have those pylons that you shoot that charges, and you have to get all the pylons charged up, and then the ball appears. Those that don't know, go on Reddit or forums, you're gonna see pictures of that ball. You scan that, and from that fucking thing you get was it one unit or a clump of 3 data pieces? I don't remember which one.
The blueprints is only
Yes.
one.
Ah, okay. So basically, you get not 3 units of data piece that is required for the tech broker for the new stuff. You get 1 unit, and you have to do that whole thing, just charging pylons and so on and so forth. So much it gets disgusting. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the perfect example of a time sink. A fucking perfect example of a time sink that presumably hasn't been intended to be like that, but has been created because no one gives a fuck about balance or properly balancing things. So yeah, isn't that just wonderful? So yeah, you want new weapons? Go spend a lot of time doing, repetitive tasks constantly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's your life
really
now.
Funny. Which is really funny considering, one of those phrases that Sandra said during one of the live streams.
I forgot which developer that was. I don't, I'm not gonna say that it was him or anyone else. I'm just gonna say that definitely some dev said that.
I don't remember which stream it came from.
Yeah.
I don't remember precisely which stream it came from.
Yeah,
but
it was in one of the streams. Can you quote the line there real quick?
We don't want to waste your time. That's what they said.
Yeah, one of the devs said that, and now you think about it, you look at things and wonder. What?
Yep.
Of course it was in the, context of engineering, so is that implying that they want to waste our time, or just simply don't care about if they waste our time in everywhere else? Or is it just something that, I don't know. Oh well, in any case, fine, we can interpret that as we want, really. It's just they don't want to waste our time in engineering. Sure, let's do more material grind then. Okay. That's our lives now. Where is the balance? Hashtag where's the balance, right? Yeah, the new movement.
Much, yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. And suddenly this lifts off and everyone blames TheYamiks again about things. Meh. Oh boy. Hey, it makes you scratch your head indeed.
Yep.
It's a lot of that for me. A lot of that.
Yeah. Well, I've got a chicken sandwich now, so I don't care.
Oh, well, fancy are you now? I want one too, but I need to go and make one though.
Yeah, I think what they're saying in chat there, they're saying it was damage control, Divine Warrior says. Yeah, it's right, basically, because people have been saying it's too much of a time sink, it's too much weight, and they're obviously aware of it. They're obviously sensitive to the fact that people are worried about wasting the time, but I don't think they have any alternatives. They don't know what to do instead of wasting our time. If they did, they wouldn't have put one of those new Guardian ruins 20 minutes from the drop point. There's no need to do that. You could have chosen any planet, any system you wanted, and put it like 100, 200 light seconds from the drop point. But they chose to put that system, that ruined 20 minutes flight from the drop point. And you have to ask why.
You're really attached to that point about that one system.
I am. Because they put it there. They had the choice. It shows you how their minds work.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? I'm boggled. Why did they do that? Why did they think it's fun to fly 20 minutes in Super Cruise to go to that system? Yeah.
Blame the truckers for making it a thing to fly an hour and a half to Hutton.
Could be.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Hutton,
blame Psycho Cow and the truckers. Yeah.
Hard on orbital.
Speaking of Hutton Orbital, I just see in my Twitch hosting list, Hutton Orbital actually hosts me on Twitch. So shout out to you, fellas. I really no, but everyone on Hutton, seriously, greetings, and if you're here. Glad to have you. Seriously, it was fun to do the Hutton. What was it? Not commemorative, but solidarity run. It was wonderful. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Yeah,
I mean, that's why I say, they're good people and they mean well, because they do. They actually mean well. That's
there
why
are a
Sandy
couple of
said it. They're worried.
good
They're
things
worried
sometimes
that they
coming
are
up.
wasting our time. It does worry them. But I think they just aren't sure.
It can also be a PR
how to
speak,
implement
mate.
it. Yeah, they're not sure how to implement what to do when they're not wasting our time, because they've decided to have this bizarre drip of story that's unfolding over decades of real time by the look of it. And so they're at a bit of a loss because they've got gaps to fill things, and so they have no choice but to make us fly 20 minutes to a ruin site because there's nothing else. That's what I think is going on. They're aware of it themselves, but because they've forced themselves down this corridor of how they've chosen to unfold the story, they at this point they don't have any other option. That's my gut feeling of how it is. Anyway,
Well,
they don't want to waste our time, but they are wasting our time because they have no choice. That's how I feel.
yeah, I suppose that's one of those things, because they figured, okay, so Guardian Ruins gonna be on this planet X, Y, and Z. Each planet requires certain specific I don't know, qualities, and well, the system that we found was, well, unfortunately the one that Turgeon dislikes heavily. So, well, I guess we're gonna have to bite the bullet and just implement it there, because there's no other one around, I guess, in those parameters or something. I don't know. Or maybe they just simply want to be dicks and make us fly that far. Who the fuck knows?
At this point, we just don't know.
Yeah.
Ask Ramtar. Oh no, he's no help. He doesn't tell you anything anyway.
Who knows, yes. Oh well. I don't know. Well, in any case, I don't know. The horse beating, I guess, been going on for a long enough today. I mean, it's been a week. It's been a funny ass week. And personally, I find everything happening really funny. But if I didn't have enough money already, I would find a lot of this very insulting sometimes, and other things I would be disappointed in, and typical things. But now I can just simply have fun seeing the reactions of the people and whatnot else. The forums is a wonderful place to just have a good old laugh. Oh man, it's just
that's
wonderful.
Yamik's new meta. It's just watching the reactions.
I need to cheer up. I'd go to forums. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I must say it's been a wonderful couple of days. That's for sure.
Wonderful in quotations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck it.
Indeed.
Okay, you know what? I guess it's good evening as it is already. I think I'll be ending pretty much. You know what? Yeah, I guess I beat the horse today plenty enough. Hopefully everyone, those almost 700 people watching total throughout this whole thing, and currently 600 something almost. Anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the little things we've talked about with Turgeon and Peroxim here, and yeah, so do feel free to go and toss a like to Peroxim. He's a wonderful person, and the same thing goes for Turgeon, who's been complaining about flying too long and other things, and wonderful in general. This evening's been a blast, and so was Monday and everything else. I'll be streaming on Friday probably, unless I have some other ideas. So yeah, in any case.
Yeah. If anyone
Guys,
has some ideas for some
yeah,
horses to beat, please feel
Um,
free to chuck them Yamiks way.
yes,
Drop a
indeed.
like
And
on the stream.
that too, subscribe. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Because I'm nearing. Did I breach it? Give me a sec, real quick, to check a little number here and there. Because I'm Dun 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 dun. Give me a sec. I'll pick up something. Let me just quickly also use
Like
the
the cookie
time to.
wants you to stream PlanetSide, you know. He
Oh
wants
God,
you to go back
more.
to PlanetSide days and screen that he does.
Oh, and Geezer, dude, again, thank you so much. Those that perhaps are looking at streams on Twitch side, Geezer is also doing, you know, a little bit of streaming there, so you can go check him out and really thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right, so let me show you a little interesting thing here. So, there we go. And we have reached the 20. Fuck. Oh gods, there we go. There we go. 36,000 subscribers, everyone. Thank you so much. Seriously,
Nice.
guys. I don't know what to
Nice.
say. I mean, in just couple of fucking days, I managed to get another 1,000. So I'm gearing up to get 40,000 before the summer starts. If that happens, holy fuck!
You're spooking me.
You got my
Yeah.
entire
Love a
channel
good horse
size in a
beat.
couple of days.
Yeah.
No.
That's what.
That's what people like.
Okay, see, this is what happens when you release a juicy ass video about Gold Rush. I suppose.
There's plenty of juice on my channel. Drunken shenanigans.
Also,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
doesn't it?
Oxy,
bunch
but
of
you
green
don't
screen
describe
shenanigans.
chieftains. Yeah, you don't describe chieftains as the dog having a shit, do you?
Well, no.
I died.
what
I was
you need-
watching that at work, and I almost blew
I
my
love
fucking
that.
water everywhere. My boss
There was-
just looked
there was-
around the corner and just went, "The fuck."
And I thought, you know, a frog of some sort, but no, Yamiks says dog having a
That
shit.
dog takes.
And you know, you can't unsee it now. You can't unsee it.
Well, Frog is there too. Right. So and one of the few last couple of things as well. Oh my God! I see. Why didn't Patreon didn't show up? Weird. I usually have also the Patreon notifications on Streamlabs. Okay, I need to fix that sooner or later. But anyways, I also do have Patreon, and currently that is doing really well too, and everything is just wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining in again. I've been joined by Peroxim and Turgeon, so you can look them up on them YouTubes, and let's see, yeah, also Geezer on Twitch side and so on and so forth. I'll probably host someone on the Twitch afterwards, but regardless, thanks everyone.
Hey.
Seriously, it's been an absolute blast for the evening. Hopefully you're gonna have the rest of the day at least a little bit on the more happier side, regardless of the nerfs and things like those. So yeah, I guess that'll be it for today, and remember, I'll be in PAX East, so I'll see you there then, if you're going as well. So just keep that in mind. And have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on Friday. And